Hey, it's Pablo back with another short video. I'm gonna make it pretty quick because it's about 1 a.m. here and I've had a pretty long day. But one of the guys, he messaged on one of my recent YouTube videos and said I should probably do a good episode on faux farming for like all the different sets and kind of I thought it might be a cool idea to give you guys an idea of what that takes in order to get those so that you can plan ahead and prepare your potions and any other resources you need going into that. So let's hop right in. Hope everyone's having a good day. I feel like I've had a super productive day, but I'm just shot at this point. Boop, I'll take that. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna say, and this should be pretty standard, is you wanna hit keep 21 first. Once you're keep 21, you can get this forge to, I forgot specifically what level, but to a high enough level to get you're able to get the headsman set, I think pretty early on. Don't get the full headsman set. I kind of did it wrong. If you want to enhance your battery without fully investing into the Vanquisher set, you're going to grab the headsman chest and the headsman sword. The headsman sword's pretty decent for vanquish damage early on, and as it scales up, it becomes one of the strongest, if not, I think the strongest champion solo march item. So you only use those on solo marches, but solo march is when you send a champion with your march. Well, solo march is just when you send a march, but when you send your champion with a march, you get champion march bonuses, which are basically combat bonuses, but your champion has to be in the march with your troops. So some of the buffs on champion marches are just absolutely massive. So this is kind of what a battery set looks like. My recommendation is head, gloves, and boots, but I kind of messed up. I got this sword really early on because it looked cool and I wanted it, so I got it, and since I got it, my battery's a little backwards, but essentially you go headsman chest, headsman sword, and then you pick up these 3 vanquish items, and that gives you a full battery of 1,000 plus another 500 stamina, which will help you a lot early game and kind of piecing the rest of your set together. For me, I hit that before keep 21, but around the keep 21 range is where you can find value in that. Let's go over some of the other basic sets. I think that fully investing into Vanquisher set is a waste. As I've mentioned before, you kind of want to just focus on your Sabatons of Vanquisher. They'll have a lot of dual purpose for you and have a lot of value. It's kind of raining outside. I don't know if that's going to get caught in the video, but Blinding Hate. Once you're keep 21, you can get to Demonic Forge 15 or 18. Yeah, you can get to Demonic Forge 18 for sure. And you can level up this flail. That's why I said, flail is probably a priority for most players, especially early on. But your flail takes so many pieces and a lot of preparation, and you want to make sure you have enough sigils to do the whole thing. Because, flail at epic's pretty good, but anything lower than epic is, I guess, slightly. It's better to have some extra vanquish damage than none, but it's not gonna be like busted until you get, this this Vanquish chain attack bonus. It's all about the Vanquish chain attack bonus, really. And the 10% is just insane on top of your transmuting band braces. So, you know, if you go for right now I got Relic of the Chosen a little higher. Go for something like this. This will be kind of your core Vanquish hit. And this gives, you know, 10%, and this gives another 10%. So, what else do I have here? We have the Chosen set as well. The two main items you're going to want to prioritize early on in the Chosen set that probably have the greatest early, mid-game, and late-game value is going to be this Gauntlets and the Relic. Depending on kind of what your goal is, your choice between these two is going to depend on whether or not you're leading war brands or you plan on leading war brands. If you are planning on leading war brands, you're going to lean more into the gloves, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. And if you're not planning on leading war brands, which is totally fine, there are a lot of players that have amazing impact without them, you kind of want to lean a little bit more into this Relic, just because it gives one of the highest Vanquish damages, as well as the undivided health bonus and the champion march buffs. So, how do I explain this? If your alliance is going down the undivided tree, which I would say, for instance, on our server, most of us are, and most of us will be, as well as it is currently like the meta right now, I would say it's really valuable for that late game. And most of the Chosen set is kind of geared toward that undivided build, which, like, you know, it's pretty strong. I would say the greatest portion of your non-event items or your non-event item components are going to go into, obviously, your headsman items, just to get them online, especially early. You can waste your time on the Wand of Illusions like me, but I would say it's probably not worth it. The other recommended early game item for Tzeentch, this is for Tzeentch players. If your alliance is planning on going for a different build, you will of course have different priorities. But this is also going to consume a lot of your common pieces. And it's an extremely good item, great for solo marches, great for Tzeentch, gives you a little bit of champion march damage bonus. So this is probably one of the best early to mid game helms. I think there are a couple that outscale it pretty well, but it's pretty up there. So basically I just wanted to say that these are the main items that you'll be spending a lot of the common items on. Common non-event items on. Mesmerizing. Gauntlets help with gathering speed a little bit. That's pretty much all they're good for. This comes from Steam Tanks. Pretty much most of the main items are all from events or from foe farming events. So, like, either event armies or event foes. So, like, you pretty much do need to reserve a lot of your good pieces for Relic and just start building it up. And it'll come with time. I already explained Headsman. Blinding Hate. All the Blinding Hate items are built off of event items. So, as I've said, you kind of want to ration it out and plan it out. It doesn't consume any common items at all, which is kind of nice. So it won't like dig into your ability to build other sets really. It will only affect your ability to build other event item sets. So next one, we have Elf Slayer. This is a super pretty late game kind of set of equipment. I was talking to my war chief and he's like keep 30, a little over keep 30, and he told me that he's probably not going to plan on getting this, and I don't think it's going to be a priority for most players until they get into that really, really late stage of the game. It also has a lot of chariot bonuses, and most of the bonuses really, you know, with elves are for the damage against elves. So it's not like there are some good items. I'm not specifically sure, but just the amount of cost of Silverleaf and these Ithamar shards. It's a super late game item. You have to like play a ton of Ulth in order to get there, and yeah, you can, but you know, it's a long grind, and you just kind of wait till you get to that point in the game. Great Hunt. I haven't seen a lot of people use this, but I do know that the Great Hunt horn gives a significant amount of March cap, and just in that alone is pretty valuable. The undivided range damage bonus is also, I don't even know how applicable it is, because I'm pretty sure Sons of Nilchif are melee. So it's pretty much kind of going to be one of like the March cap loadout kind of items, where you launch your launch your solo marches with it, or you launch your Warbrand load up. You're loading into someone's Warbrand or your own Warbrand with the item on. I could definitely see value in that. And a lot of the items used to craft it are, you know, pretty accessible. So once you hit this, hit a high enough rank to forge it, it has value for sure. But it does deviate off of a lot of things. I'd say, you know, once you finish your Blinding Hate and maybe you're waiting to get enough of the sigils in order to get your second Blinding Hate, you might look into this item just to spend some of the event gear and items you've been farming. It looks like by looking at it, it's mostly revolvent around those event foes, but I see a couple event armies in here, like the feathers and the tusks. All right, and then on to the last couple sets. Ritualist set. I think I briefly explained in another video. Personally, we have this bug right now where they're showing as chests, but that's the Ritualist, and that's the Ritualist, and that's the Ritualist. But Ritualist set gives a really massive ritual speed bonus, which is absolutely essential in order to do any upgrade effectively past Keep 21 range. I mean, Keep 21, you get some alliance boosts, and you get some, you know, you spend some speed ups, and you can get through most upgrades in a day or two, or even faster, depending on how many speed ups you're feeling like using. But once you get into those higher numbers where things like every upgrade's like 50 days, 40 days, 60 days, 100 days, 200 days, 300 days, you know, you like for sure, even in champion spec, need to have bonus ritual speed bonuses, and maybe even have like an outdoor buff like sorcerer or something. But the ritualist set gives bonuses based off 3, 4, 5, and 6. So my personal approach to this, and I would recommend it for other players that are planning on full armies farming. So the Reichland set also gives a significant amount of ritual speed. You see 5 on the Sabatons, 5 on the Cuirass, and 10 on the Helm of Many Eyes. So if you add that up, that's like about 20. That's 20 ritual speed. And the ritualist set, each component only gives 1% bonus. And yes, you will get a higher bonus at the higher levels, but right now it's at 20 plus 30, 1, 2, 3. I get 33 from this combination, right? If I had all 6 pieces, I'd get 10, 15, 20, 25, plus 6, about 30. So I just don't see a point in getting the full set. If you could just get Reichlands and you'll get the rest of the ritual speed for the same. You'll get the rest of the ritual speed bonus for half the ritual speed items. Armies are super easy to farm too. Like, you just grind them and you're done. Whereas these ritual gauntlets take, tons and tons of foe hitting in order to get all the components that you're going to need for them. So I would say, yeah, get these 3 first. I would say infantry production speed is probably the one you're going to want to lean into. So probably out of these 3, the gloves are probably the best if you can only pick up one. But I would say the checkpoint is to go straight from 0 to 3 and just burn it all out in 1 week and just go hard on farming and save up your pots up until that point so that you can get through the event. All right, so now I'm going to circle back around to some of the notes I took while farming while farming foes for my construction set. Oh, yes, construction set. So construction set isn't actually, where is it? It's not under sets. It's under event sets. So it's not under these sets, but it's under event sets, and it's going to be under the steam tanks. So, sorry, not under the steam tanks, under the runesmith. So a lot of people will get into this kind of early game preference for Greaves of Slaughter, and they'll get 1, 2, 3, and maybe even 4, and be really happy with their stam production and everything. But personally, from my opinion, and I'm sure mathematically it makes more sense to just not keep upgrading this. Yeah, you'll get the stam, but if you're preparing your vanquish set properly, you should be getting as much, if not more, stam and not having to spend all these items, all these sub items to build this up. You'll have a lot more items set aside in order to build out your construction speed. And so construction speed starts right after these Greaves of Slaughter, and you'll see that they're construction because they have the runic set bonus. So that's all these down here. My recommendation is just maybe kind of just try to get the entire ritualist set in one go. It's kind of hard to do, and it's definitely a grind, but I know for sure I got the entire runic set bonus in a single week, just grinding foes. And it's not as hard to actually find the foes as it is to prepare the stamina for them. So prior to this event, I almost never use stamina. I would just get it. I'd pot farm. I'd wait. I'd go hit armies. And mostly hitting armies, actually. I only pot farmed probably until I was around keep 22 or keep 21, halfway through the rituals. And by the time I was halfway through the rituals, I could comfortably 6 March. But once I could comfortably 6 March, I just totally devoted to armies. And then I thought about it, and I was like, if I want to push past keep 21, and there are 2 steps to pushing past keep 21. You need to grab this entire set. I would say for a construction set, because there's nothing else that gives construction speed, you just get all 6 pieces. Like, just get all 6. You need to get this entire set. And I would recommend, if you want to play it well, you save 100, between like 80 and 100 days of speed ups for each keep level that you want to go up. And I would recommend, I have a couple friends in my alliance that kind of were adamant about pushing past keep 21, and then they're in keep 22 now. And it's not like it's the worst thing, but at keep 22, the second you pass keep 21, you instantly get higher event regulations, higher event requirements. So it makes it a lot harder to comfortably get free warp stone and speed ups and whatever other items come in them. It's harder to gold these infernal events when you're especially when you're not really that strong. You're like a shell of a keep 22. You're not even like a full keep 22. You're pretty much a keep 21 that just has your keep level higher. So you're not even strong enough to really consistently gold the events. I would say, honestly, don't even think about pushing past keep 21 until you have flail and van braces. And the reason for that is the most important of the infernals is the LWL, and you want to be able to have enough stamina for that. I'll go over some more LWL stuff the next time we have an LWL, which hopefully is this weekend. I don't know if it's this weekend or next. I've honestly been super busy, but with this, you're just gonna want to grind the whole set and kind of just like save stamina. When I did it a long time ago, I took some scratch notes. Of it. Shields. Please don't call my friend. Here we go. 85. Six mana regen. So these are some of my LWL notes of how I was gonna gold it. These are some of my early game notes. Actually, it might be a good video for me to go over it too, or I could just throw it in this video. When I was early on playing, before I was able to comfortably spec into combat, and kind of before I had my Zangors and my CWATs. I was trying to march some of these like different level armies, and this was just like my first kind of attempt at getting an idea of how much power it takes to kill something. But then once you start getting better items and you start getting, more equipment, more March Cap, more Zangors, higher level troops, or T4s, these numbers change a lot. So I think this might have been in spec actually. 5.2 million to kill a level 9. Level 5 troops were like my Devour event troops. But time trials gave me a good idea of how much I could win the time trials and stuff, and short about 6 mana. This was one of the LWLs that I was doing where it cut really close, and I was looking at it and I was like, I'm short about 6 million stamina. And I was looking at it and I was trying to see how much stamina I'd get back from the regen, from my boots and everything, and my Vanquish tree, and the respec with the stamina. And I was able to like make it, but it literally took all my pots. And that was like one of my first or second LWLs that I ever did, and it was pretty tough. So yeah, this is a super old note. November. This is like 5 months ago. Things to buy on Devour. This is actually a really good one. Early game, I would recommend always kind of having enough double builder, double sorks, 10-day timers. Even when you're early game, I would recommend just starting to just continuously stockpile 10-day timers. They're super efficient and very valuable. Prestige points. I actually did spend a good amount of warp on prestige points on like LWLs and boost Devour events and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend necessarily spending prestige points on them. I think the most efficient way to spend prestige points is by taking your spare alliance coins and dumping them into prestige points. But you can get a fair amount of prestige points for I would say a decent deal for the warp investment, but because the deal from the Alliance store is so much better and so much cleaner, I would say Alliance store prestige points are the cleanest, especially if your Alliance has some kind of peace treaty set up where you don't have to worry about the bubbles early game. But yeah, it all depends. Superior crafting crates, I for sure got a couple of them early on, just to finish, like, I think my Pendant of Shattering was one of them that I was working on. I, like, spent some warp on, like, 2 or 3 encampment builders, which I would use early game to help me gain power. I might do a video on that as well. Beastman Herdstone, that was the Dark Offering, and how many components I needed in order to get it. And then I found that Herdstone hack and kind of went back and used that, so I was able to hit the hit the capacity. These were some of the items I was working on at the time: Hexagrammatic, Van Braces, Slaughter Greaves, Cuirass. So yeah, man, that was a long time ago. What the heck was it? So I can't specifically find the number, but I wonder if I have my rich list. I love how they're just like in my random, like, normal everyday notes. They're just like randomly hidden in my daily scratch notes. Yeah, I didn't write how much stamina I blew. But from what I remember, I would say, in addition to how many pieces I had previous to the event, I would say that dwarves took me about between 30 and 60,000 stamina to finish. And addition to that, so the corrupted rune set, this one took me between 30 and 60 stamina to finish. And this is before I had transmuting vambraces. I might have had them to like epic. I don't think I even had them to rare. So they weren't really doing a lot of chain damage to foes anyways. And if you even just look at it, the amount of materials required for like this are like 2,000, 1,000. This is the next upgrade. 200, 150, and literally, the corrupted rune set's like at least 30% more, maybe 30 or 40% cheaper. So I would say that probably if you take, the same amount of investment and you're only getting half of the ritualist set, it's about the same, maybe a little bit more. So 30 to 40,000 stamina for the entire corrupted rune set. And I would say between 40 and 60, maybe 40 and 70,000 stamina for the ritualist 3 items. I would say in order, I would say corrupted before runic or ritualist, but it kind of depends on where you're at. Like if you're planning on staying at keep 21 for a really long time and chilling there and stockpiling speed ups and everything, and getting really strong at keep 21, like super strong, building up a massive army, and just stacking up your resources, saving your speed ups, getting a ton of warp, saving that up. It's not a terrible idea to get the ritualist, get the 3 from the ritualist first. But if your plan's to push pretty hard, whether you're spending or not, like if you're confident that you have enough speed ups to get up to keep 25 or 26, I would say take the extra 700 days of speed ups and just get the corrupted runic set, and use that to push all the way up, and then wrap back around to the ritualist gloves once you have enough, have the speed ups for that. Then you start filling out at keep 26 or 5 or 7. I'm pretty sure keep 27 is the cutoff, and then after keep 27 the infernals go up again. But it could be keep 26, but I know keep 26 because I'm at keep 26 right now. I have the exact same event requirements on infernals as keep 21s. Not to say that my my horde and my personals aren't higher still, but at least it's not the infernals, man. The infernals are what kill you, because infernals at low levels are such free warp. Like, they're so free, man. They're like so free. Like train units. This is actually one of the easier ones because it's only 500k. Like that's 1,500 warp, but you'll get that like twice a week, complete trials, right? This is 2025 plus whatever bonus from ranking. And that's super easy to get. What else do we have? Defeat armies. That's like 2,250. They're just handing you free warp. You do 10 of these over 2 weeks, you'll get 10 free days of speed ups just from this. Not even daily logins or PvP events or anything else. Just from the Infernals, you'll get like probably 8 to probably around 10 warpstone a week. 8 to 10 warpstone a week. You know? And so you kind of want to be gold in those. You want to be in a place where you're comfortable to gold them. And I think that's all I'm going to go over right now. You guys have a good rest of your day, evening, night. Feel free to DM me with any questions on these sets. I know it can get weird and get confusing, and sometimes your items can just be boxes. But just trying to help you guys. I kind of grinded super hard when I was playing in order to understand like the full complexities of the gear and everything, and asked a lot of questions, reached out to a lot of people, but I just figured it might be kind of cool to have it in short form for all the players learning just like I did, with some answers to the nuances of this game. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.